perfect show. I can game back. That's how bad it is. Surely, and I will not be playing this, man. But this game is relevant to before we get into some like serious gameplay and paid DLC for if you don't already know. First of all, full of a game that is being released way ahead of schedule, a completely unfinished game. They got better, although it took a long time for it to get better, and it's only really gotten better and better because they only really had 2 updates since the game actually came out last August. I guess it was come out in August. I don't remember. June. Game got pushed back. I don't know. It was delayed already. But Sony was like, "Yo, we need this game out. Get it out. Get it out the door now." Bad idea, Sony. Sony sent this game out to die. All right, for lack of a better term, Sony sent this game out to die. It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. And it was just an unfinished game. They had a functional game, but it was lacking in content, and still somewhat is. There's still some things that were promised in the original, or so-called promise, from the original roadmap that still have not made it into the game today, such as the, I guess, warring factions situation, which I guess that's just the different alien races, maybe. And if so, then that's just kind of lame. But you got the warring faction situation. There's some other stuff there I can't necessarily rightly recall right at this moment. But I mean, come on. If you think this game was finished, you're kidding yourself. Right? If you think that Sean Murray and the guys over at Hello Games we're ready to put this product out, and you're kidding yourself. Truth be told, I'm a firm believer that this game could have been 10 times better had they just waited, and then it wouldn't have had the backlash that it had. But since it's come out, what was that? No. Since the game has actually it took forever because I mean they went practically radio silent. Hello Games did, and then there was a couple other issues in the news with them about they're doing this or they're doing that or they're coming out publicly saying it was a failure, which they weren't. Or they were. Who knows? There were situations of so-called being hacked and blah blah blah. What we do know for sure is it took months before, once this game was released, it was months before we heard from Hello Games. And then they finally dropped the previous update before this newest one, which was, what is it called? Oh god, dude, this is Advanced Mining Laser crap now. It was the Founders, was it Founders or Foundation update, basically, which allows you to build your own base and buy a freighter and do a couple other things that you weren't able to rightly do in the base game. It added a survival mode, which was, let me tell you about survival mode. Survival modes are bullshit. All right, I started a game in survival mode, in which I started the game like inside of some like rundown hut next to nothing, in a freezing fucking planet 9 minutes away from my ship, from my spaceship. I could not, and of course when you start out in the game you got to get all the materials to build up your spaceships, you know, to get everything functioning properly. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't get to this freaking damn spaceship because there was no way for me to travel safely from where I started to where my spaceship was 9 minutes away. there was nothing I could do. There was absolutely nothing I could do. So I ended up dying multiple times trying, and the best try that I could give it still was not good enough, and I messed up and I got caught in the cave system. I was supposed to try to use transport, and then I forgot that I didn't have anything like starting a new game basically, so I didn't have my upgrades, so I couldn't tunnel my way out by using the little mines update you can get for the for your multi-tool. So I ended up dying in this cave and was just gone. It was just like and after that, after trying I think 5 or 6 times maybe, I decided that was not going to work for me, that mode either A was completely stupid, B I got a really bad draw on it, or C, of course, both. So from that point, that was about as much as I played of that as a game again after that update. And now, just the other day, No Man's Sky, earlier this week announced, hey, we got a new DLC pack or DLC or update coming for you. I mean, you can call it DLC, but it's not. It's really just a game update. It's nothing really extra, so I guess you can't call it DLC. Anywho, decided, hey, yeah, guess what? We got another update for you. This one closer in its release time from the previous update than the first update was from the day the game launched. And I'm not talking about the day one update. I'm talking about the first actual update that brought more content to this game. It took 10 times longer for them to get that out than it did for this to come out, it feels like. So yeah, so then they put this out. It's got a permadeath mode, which I also think is pretty dumb. You start on that mode, you die once. I'm assuming it's nearly as hard as survival mode, which means you're going to be screwed and left on a stupid planet somewhere and not get anything done. Anyway, you die in permadeath mode, the entire game save is wiped, nothing you did matters. You just start over brand new with a fresh new character. So it's about trying to see if you can get to the center of the galaxy while not dying at all. It's great for an awesome playthrough. It would make a wonderful playthrough, a great stream if you could get that done, and especially get it done on the first try, because the more tries you do, especially after time has gone by, I mean, just there's no way anybody could really want to do that. And that's great. That's fine, well and fine. No Man's Sky has become a better game than what it once was. However, there is a game that continues to get worse, in my opinion, and worse the more it exists in this universe, and that game is Call of Duty. Now, most of the time I would keep my mouth shut about Call of Duty. I'm lying probably. I probably talked about it way too much in previous videos on other channels or whatever the case may be. But when Activision announced that in order to play a game called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, in order to play the remastered edition of that game, you're gonna have to buy it you have to want a game, because honestly, you can't even order to even play Infinite Warfare disc in order to play Modern Warfare. Jankiness, but and that can be said a lot about legal. It just seems extra unnecessary, and it sucks. But they're charging for map packs for DLC for a game that was supposed to be a remastered version of a game anyway, which most of these usually come with their own DLC already in. Hell, some of these games come with 4 or 5 games, 3 or 4 games for the price of sometimes not even one. I mean, just look at the new Crash Bandicoot remaster that's going to come out. It's a remaster of 3 of the original Crash Bandicoot games, and it's only going to be priced at $40. Come on, that makes this other proposition look like complete stupidity. And then of course, I mean, it's what? Activision has to get together. I hope nobody decides that they want to model anything they do after that particular business, because they just don't care. For them, it's about the money. They couldn't care. They couldn't care less. And it sucks, because the consumers are the ones that have to pay for it. Literally. I mean, you make this game, and you make it where you have to spend more money on top of the extra money you already had to spend in order to play this one game. And I could go buy the Master Chief Collection, which is I believe 6 Halo games, essentially all in one, for the price of probably less than one of those now. I mean, you get Halo 1, 2, 3, you get Halo Reach, essentially. With it, you get Halo ODST, and and then there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 Reach and ODST. That's 6 games you have access to for buying one. Yet, look at what Activision's doing with freaking Call of Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered. There's absolutely no reason for any of that. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even necessarily consider this an After Dark. This is probably where this one's going to kind of end. I don't know. I'm not really, I can't really concentrate and talk to them while I'm playing. There's just so much going on. I can't do it. So anyway, yeah, paid DLC is bad enough it is, but when you're charging paid DLC for what is paid DLC, I mean, no, don't run. You started it. You started it, punk. Don't you dare come at me like that. What's your problem? Charging up on a brother like that. You lost your mind. I ain't do nothing, kinfolk. You better back up off of me. Anyway, guys, that's my rant on that. It's ridiculous how you could charge people for DLC that you already charged them for. It's sad. I hope that their business crumbles and falls from underneath them for their greed, because this is highly uncalled for. And I understand game development costs more than it used to. I get that. I understand that making a game be able to render polys and shadows in real time is not something to take lightly. And even though people are either skeptical either one way or happy about it the other, it doesn't matter so much about how you feel more so than what is right, what is fair to the conservative artists, as much as the non-conservatives or whatever, liberals, whatever it is. Nobody should be able to get away with charging DLC for DLC. I'm glad I stopped playing that game. I hope I don't have to play COD ever again. And that's where I'm gonna end this one, man. Probably be on later, probably not sure. Anywho, this is your boy Perfect Shogun signing out. Thanks for tuning in.